Ooh, angikuhle sana imbabrand.
And that fire at the back is
This did I get it smells so good now.
it does. Okay. Are we recording? Really? As you said, once you are mom, uhleka ntoni?
Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new here, welcome, and thank you for joining my beautiful family. If you are a day one, a regular, welcome back once again, my hunty. And if you have never ever subscribed to this channel and it is your first time coming across a video, I'm gonna need you to hit the subscribe button right now, as well as the notifications bell, because there's gonna be more content coming that you guys are gonna love. So I'm joined by my gorgeous mother. Say hi, mom.
Hi, loves. Hi.
How you doing?
Hello, loves. I'm good, thanks, Nana.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, baby.
You look fabulous as always. Guys, I know about my mom,
Thank you.
As you can see, the apple did not fall too far away from the tree, child.
Lovely.
So guys, today I'm going to be talking to my mom about a drama series on Disney Plus. As you guys know, Disney Plus recently launched in South Africa, and we're going to be touching on a drama series, Queens, which just shows a group of women in their 40s who reunite and have a chance to recreate and relive their fame. And the main reason why I'm going to be discussing this is just to touch on feminism and women empowerment. And the reason why I have my mom here is to get her wisdom and her experience based on what it used to be like back then versus now. So we're going to start a discussion. We did watch the series, and overall, I'm going to say I love the wigs. First and foremost, just to start on a light-hearted note, the glam was a top 10. You guys know I'm a beauty content creator, so I have to touch on that. And even the fashion as well. What did you like the most about the series, mom?
What I liked most about the series, the wigs, as you said, and I liked how much they were committed to each other as ladies, how the sisterhood and the friendship, how they were so supportive of each other and their families, and those that are married who were there for their kids. That's what I enjoyed the most.
Same. Another thing that I really liked is that they all had a sense of individuality. You know, sometimes people like to say things like, befriend people who are in the same stage of life as you. So now if I'm a wife, I can only be friends with wives.
With wives.
There was someone with a family who was a wife, someone else with a family who was undergoing her own journey, Ujil, where she was now coming out and trying to live her own truth as someone who doesn't want to be in a relationship with a man. And then the other lady even wasn't really present in her daughter's life, but it didn't take away from them loving and supporting each other. Not to say that they were condoning each other's wrongs, they were definitely calling each other out as friends, of which you should, but at the same time they still maintained their sisterhood and a supportive relationship. Who was your favorite character?
My favorite character was the five baby.
Brianna. I loved her.
She's amazing. I loved her.
She is amazing.
I like Brianna, and I also liked Jill.
Jill, yeah.
Jill, she's pretty.
You liked Jill because she's a woman of God.
Yes, of church. That's why I liked her. She's the daughter of a deaconess or deacon. Yeah, I like from the church background. Yes, I like that.
I really enjoyed Brianna as well. I loved her personality, and I also liked, I always forget her name, Valeria.
Valeria?
Yeah, I loved Brianna and Valeria. I loved Brianna because her journey was very transparent and was very realistic, in the sense that sometimes you married, your partner cheats on you, but is it really easy to leave when you have 5 kids? Like, a lot of people can relate to that kind of story. And then I just liked Valeria because she was just a glamorous diva who was about her hustle, because I guess of her past experience, having been abandoned by her mom and everything. She was very much determined to creating her own success story and her own narrative, and just not living in a pity bubble, you know, and embracing and trying to make herself like a better person from what she came from or her circumstances, and not letting her circumstances define her.
Like define her and hold her back.
Exactly. And did you see the part where they helped Lauren, the young artist? They helped her overcome a drug addiction. I felt that was so beautiful.
It was very supportive. They were all there for her.
Yeah.
It was great. It was very great.
And they were also acting like moms in the sense that they were like, there was a point where she had to escape out of Brianna's house and jump out the window to go to the club.
Yes, they were mothering her a lot.
Yeah.
But it was great.
And it also just goes to show that a woman's nature in general, they're very, very caring. You saw how, this is actually something I really want to speak about. As much as the entertainment industry has a lot of women and they embrace women artists, behind the scenes and the logistics or the admin of the industry is very much male dominated, like producers, managers, whatever. So did you see how the manager was like, when she was in hospital, get up, we're going to lose all the money, you need to go. And the other female artists were like,
quite insensitive.
Very.
He just wanted her out of there and like no time to recuperate, and like her life was like revolving around the money, the brand, yes, and like it was all about the money for him. Basically, that's what I felt.
And that's also something that Joe also mentioned in the beginning. But it's so tough being in the industry because men don't look out for women the way that women look out for each other. Yes, and that's how they were even able to take her and be like, listen, you have to stay in hospital until you recover. You need to go to rehab. So
that was
just so that we can have some points to touch on, I wanted to ask you, Mom, thinking back to a few decades ago, did you ever think that your child could make a career out of the one that I've built for myself? Like when you were thinking of when you have a baby, what did you think I would become instead of what I am now?
When I had you, well, because at that time when we were still small, we didn't know about YouTubers, we didn't know about influencers. So I wouldn't say I did think I would see you venturing into what you're doing right now. But from looking at you as a child, I knew there would be some beauty involved somewhere, some beauty career, because my lipsticks used to go missing. Some of my makeups used to go missing, and I used to see the little miniature handbags.
Yeah.
And all those things used to carry. So I knew, actually, I actually thought you would be a Miss South Africa one day, to be quite honest. That I did a bit have a glimpse of that, but because I didn't know about influencers and YouTubers then, so I didn't think of it like the way it is, like the way it has evolved and just shaped into what's happening now, you know? Yeah.
That's crazy.
But it's quite, if you look at beauty and what is happening right now with you, it's interlinked in a way.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But yeah, the Miss SA part was a dream.
And the wardrobes will all be scattered, taking that out, the heels.
I used to wear your heels all the time.
The belt and this, and you combine and start modeling and stuff.
I've always been a diva, guys. Like, always. And then the show Queens places a huge emphasis on friendship. Have you ever had a friend that you went years without speaking to, and when you reunited, the friendship, was it as if nothing changed, or did you guys have to do a lot of work?
I have got a particular very close friend that we did go for like, I think it was 4 to 5 years without speaking, to an extent that she didn't even attend my wedding. And it was quite hurtful, yes. But as the years unfolded and then we met again and reunited, we took off where we left off. I think we took where we left off. We didn't have issues where there was like trust issues. I think it's because of the nature of our friendship.
Did you talk and like
about the issue?
Did she apologize? Did you guys discuss the issue, or did you just act like nothing happened?
No, we spoke. We discussed the issue and what was happening and what we went through. We did discuss it, but there weren't any trust issues where I can say we had trust issues. And besides, we're very much alike. So I think it just became an issue of like, we just understood each other. We understood each other and each other's characters and what was going on. And it was not only just about us only, there were also other outside people involved. in the whole matter. So that's why, and that's another reason why we're able to overcome it and go over it, forget about it, and continue with our lives and continue with our friendship.
So you also just probably had to have a conversation about how you're not going to let people interfere in your relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was just about that, having a conversation and looking what was wrong, what happened, what was blown out of proportion, and it was not about even blaming Uti, who was right, was she wrong, or was I right?
Yeah.
But we just moved on.
And did you ever have to force or demand an apology from her? Because there was a scene where when the girls came back together, Naomi was like, she's not gonna act like nothing happened between her and Valeria. She wants an apology. And she was very much determined and adamant to get her apology. So did you ever have to do that with your friend, or did it just come naturally?
No, it was just natural. We didn't have to do force or I say an apology, I want this, or demand that.
Yeah.
No, it didn't come to that. It didn't.
Yeah, Nashem, I've never stopped speaking to a friend and we've, come back together. I'm also very, very young, so my experience of friendship was also very young.
Mm-hmm.
But the one friend that I lost when I confronted her, she denied everything. And also that said a lot about her character, so I was like, I actually want nothing to do with you anymore.
So you've never had a friend that you went and spoke to again?
No. Actually, I have, but the thing is, we never fought.
Mm-hmm.
We just drifted apart, and she had certain assumptions as to why I drifted apart, which were not true. Mm-hmm. So when we started speaking again, I did clarify that no, it wasn't that I didn't value you as a friend or was embarrassed of you as a friend, because that's what she thought. The time we stopped being friends is the time when my career started off. But it's because I was in a relationship where I was isolated from my friends. And on top of that, now I had a job. So my time was just dedicated to those two, what I thought was the most important things in my life. But then when we did speak shame, she understood, but okay, I hear you, and she forgave me. But at the same time, it's not the same as what it used to be, unfortunately.
No, we grow.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But another question I want to ask you is, in your opinion, do you think there's an age limit to swag? And the reason why I'm asking this is because when the girls wanted to go back into music and Naomi was actually at an audition where she was, trying to get a label to sign her, one of the producers was like, we're not going to be taking a woman in her 40s when they are 20-year-olds who are young and their sound is like this and this is the current relevant sound. So do you think there's an age limit to swag?
I don't think so at all.
There isn't.
I don't think so at all. I think when it comes to swag, age is just a number. It's your character and your personality. I think when it comes to swag, it goes with you as a character and as a person and your style.
Yeah.
It's basically about the style, because you can find people who are in their 80s, they would love fashion that's worn by young ladies who are in their 40s or 30s. So basically, I don't think so.
Or even outside of loving the same fashion, they can also find a way to wear it that's appropriate for their age.
Which is mature for them at their 80s years. So I don't think there's an age limit or anything.
Yeah, I also agree with that. I also think it's very narrow-minded that industries try and shut out people who are much older. I guess you have more of an advantage if you start young. You can honestly carry on until whatever age, because you always have a market that's growing and adapting with you. But when you want to go back into the industry after you've left it when you're young, it's a bit of a crisis, especially for women. Or do you think it's also like that for men?
It's not easy. Yes, for women, as you say, it's not easy, because on the series, I was actually watching the part where Brianna was admitted in hospital and her mother was there, the grandmother. She actually discriminated the girls on how they were dressed. She actually judged them. Even when she was talking to them, it was like, I just like when the other one says, I don't know you. One of the ladies, I forgot her name, which one it is.
Valeria.
Valeria said, I don't know you, but we need to do this for her, so that she can be able to stand for her kids. The grandmother said, well, I know you just by looking look at how you dress. Like, no, that was very discriminatory. No, it was not good.
And also on top of that, her daughter's also an artist. I don't know if was it her grandmother?
It was her mother.
Oh, her daughter's also an artist. So I'm just like, have you not seen what your daughter wears when she performs? And also, what's wrong with what she's wearing? She's an artist. That is what sells when you're in the entertainment industry. You need to look sexy. You need to look, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and understand perspective. Yeah, my mom.
Yeah,
But
she
people
was too
also
judgmental.
people always have that outlook when it comes to things like that. So now, guys, we are gonna touch on women empowerment and how it has evolved over the years. So based on your experience, mom, like Jonga, even when you were growing up, when you're making career choices in high school, did you go to a co-ed school or all-girls school?
I went to co-ed.
Yeah, so even around conversations of career and what you want to do, when you compare it to the conversation that the boys in your class are having to what women are now and how they are, have you seen any change? What's the growth been like?
There has been quite a phenomenal change. Women have become so much powerful. We've got women who are powerhouses. Women have become so educated. We've got so many households that are like women-led. Like women have just, it has just, I don't know how to place it, how to put it, but women have become so much empowered and they're able to stand for themselves. As in choices when it comes to marital choices, economic choices, having kids, education, and all that. So I think women have become empowered. The only thing that we're still struggling with is the gender bias violence. That is very bad. It's quite crippling to us as women. It's very sad.
That's something that hasn't changed though.
No, it hasn't changed. And I think it's just becoming worse since now there's, as you've just said, because of social media that we're exposed to things and we're seeing it.
It seems like it's become worse, but I was actually saying to my mom now off camera, sorry to cut you off, mom. I was saying to her off camera that I don't think it's gotten worse. I think it's something that's always been there. It's always been a reoccurring problem because it's not like now men are, maybe yes, there are men who are becoming more violent and there's a growth in gender-based violence because of men feeling threatened or inferior by women's liberation and women empowerment. But we are now being exposed to the abuse because of social media, and we thank God for that. But also our justice system doesn't help either. Even if we're exposed to it, we just cry #justice for Span, but some people don't even get the justice. So it's very, very sad. But also going back to the empowerment part of it, I love that now women have a lot more choices when it comes to, you know, the career path they want to pursue. I wish there were more traditional career paths that had equality when it comes to women in the workplace versus men, because there's a lot of traditional spaces where men still earn more because it's a male-dominated industry.
Yes.
Whereas there's more powerhouses and empowerment in women-dominated spaces like influencing or, you know, fashion designing or I don't know which other industries to make an example of.
But women are also going into construction now.
Yes.
Some women are going into construction and they're making it big.
And we need more of that. We need a lot more of that. Yeah.
So basically I think women have been empowered. And
since you wanted to pursue a creative career, was it difficult for you back then? Were you judged a lot by your peers, even outside of Abadabadal?
It was very difficult. They didn't understand. I remember my mom, she didn't understand anything about clothing. She didn't want to hear anything. Why go into clothing? Why don't you go and study law? And I felt this is what I'm passionate about. So it was like, you won't make it. That won't work, you know? But I still pursued what I wanted. I thought nothing is going to stop me because I felt this is what I like. I've been making doll clothes from like childhood, like 5-6-year-old. I was stitching doll clothes and they come out nice. So I was like, no, this is what I want to pursue. So I think these days, parents and even, as you said, career paths and choosing, it's better for you guys. It's become better.
It has.
It has become a bit.
But I think it also depends on the parents you have, because there's still a lot of very traditional parents. Like I struggled when I wanted to go into my field. You're the only person who supported me, I think, because of what you went through prior. But everyone else at home was like, what is this? This is modeling. And I'm like, I'm not a model, guys. I do marketing for brands just on a different platform.
I mean,
technically I am though, because I am the face of my brand.
But as you're still saying that, I think it's true. Because even now, I still have a lot of people still approaching me. Can Mihlali please help my child? I need them to go into modeling and stuff. So I still have to explain, no, she's not a model. She's not doing modeling. What you can do to give your child a head start, take them to an agency, enroll them and pay, and then they will be taught posture, they will be taught confidence and everything. So there's still that group of people who still
me in high school.
do not understand, you know, that the modeling school is basically just about the confidence, boosting the child's confidence, giving them the posture, giving them the etiquette, you know. So basically that's how it works.
And that helped a lot, hey, cause
too much.
Listen, you'll learn how to pose, you'll learn how to walk. You learn how to walk in heels. We're even taught how to walk in heels at modeling school. Yeah, it's quite fun. Another thing I really want to touch on before we wrap up the video is what I love the most about the series is that it moved away from the narrative of women not being given enough chances, especially once you reach a certain age. They were allowed to come back and regain their confidence, and we moved away from the narrative of once you have a family and your mom, that is the only thing that you're destined for in life. You cannot choose yourself or work on your career or reinvent yourself ever again. So that was a very, very beautiful part of it.
It is.
Do you want to say anything about that?
I know, as you said, once you're a mom, once you're a mom, you can't go back and be yourself and be creative again, which is true, because as we say, it's also about evolving and women empowerment. Then once you're a mom, once you give birth, your place is in the home. Your place is to be a home builder, to ukhulisa abo bantwana, be at home, look after your husband and everything. But then with the series, it actually shows us what is actually happening now, that women can still go out and pursue their dreams. Go out there and pursue your passion. Even if you've had a child, you having a child and family, it's not the end of the world, and marriage doesn't tie you down. Stay there. You can still pursue your career, you can pursue your dreams and your passion. So,
and you know what's so unfair about society is that these same men that you sacrifice so much for, they are constantly reinventing themselves, growing, evolving in their workspaces. Some men even get better opportunities because they married. But marriage for women is about sacrificing and putting yourself aside.
In a cage. You know? It's like it's caging you. Marriage is a cage.
And I feel like in a lot of marriages it still is like that today. Hence why there are a lot of women who might choose that actually I don't want to get married, I want to focus on my career. And there's some women who are in very powerful positions in their career, but they struggle to get married because the man is scared that she won't be able to settle down and look after her kids. So I love the narrative that the series reinforced about how you are allowed to grow and recreate yourself and pursue your dreams even if you've had children, and now you have 5 kids, you have a husband. Go live your life as well and do something that's going to be exciting to you outside of growing and building your family. So I absolutely love that. If you guys want to see more on sisterhood, women empowerment, feminism, and just girl bosses winning, check out Queen's drama series on Disney+. It has some phenomenal women there who are so talented. Brandy's on the show, Eva's on the show. It was so lovely to see them play a different character and see them outside of the music industry. So yeah, do check it out. Thank you so much for joining me, Mom.
Oh, my pleasure, sweetie.
It was a lovely chat.
Thank you.
Let me know if you guys enjoy these kind of things. Maybe I can start doing more like show reviews on my channel. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video, share it if you can, and subscribe.